Hello and welcome to day 6 of 20 Days of Halloween, 20 Days of Horror Movies. I'm Jeremy and I'm reviewing 20 horror films over 20 days, so I appreciate you coming by to check these out. If you have any suggestions of ones that I should be watching, go ahead and use the comment section and let me know. I'd actually love to get some suggestions from you guys. So first of all, I love Halloween, thus the whole doing all these reviews in the first place, but just the month of October is so awesome. Not just because I live in Florida and it starts to get a little bit cooler in October, but because ever since I can remember, I have loved Halloween and the season surrounding it. And one of my favorite parts is going and visiting haunted attractions. Not like real haunted houses where there's been reports of ghostly paranormal activity, but no, like the attractions like haunted mazes and haunted hay rides and all these things that pop up every Halloween. I've been a fan to the point that when I was in like 5th grade, I convinced my parents somehow to let me turn their home into a haunted house attraction, and the neighborhood loved it. But we're not here to talk about me and wax nostalgic about my childhood. No, we're here to review a movie. And on this video, we're talking about the houses that October built.
I rented an RV. I want to find the most extreme haunted house in the world.
What is an extreme haunt? I don't understand how far you really can go on without hurting somebody.
So the house that October built is a 2014 found footage film. It's very similar to the Blair Witch Project in some ways, but then it's also a unique viewing experience. It's about a group of young adults who are going to take a tour of the Gulf Coast and visit their favorite haunts or haunted attractions, as well as hopefully find the most extreme haunted house and versions of scares and thrills they can find. And they take the cameras through with them and capture the inside of these attractions, and that's kind of fun, especially if you have been to haunted houses. You know the formula well, and this stuff all feels very familiar. And then they're trying to find a more elusive attraction known as the Blue Skeleton. The Blue Skeleton's almost like a traveling roadshow. It's never in the same place more than once, and they hear rumors that it's in Louisiana. Well, they're interviewing different employees of these haunted houses, and it's really interesting because it comes off very authentic. Like, these probably are people that work in haunted houses, and it's revealed that a lot of times they don't perform background checks, and that some of the people that do the scares in these things are kind of disturbed individuals. But they hear rumors that some attractions have actually used human remains or dead bodies, so they're kind of trying to uncover these urban legends as well as find this extreme haunt. Well, throughout their journey, they kind of rub some people the wrong way, either for being patronizing or for videoing where they shouldn't, any number of things. And then strange shit starts happening, like employees of one haunt show up at another one miles and miles away, and the friends start to realize that the haunt may have found them.
What's going on? Do you care if we ask you some questions? I'm with all this group of people, and we're trying to find something extreme. Hey, we got it. It's in Louisiana this year.
We don't have an address, though.
So as I was watching this movie, I kind of felt like it was a student film, which it felt like just people carrying around a camera, 2 locations, and just recording. Like, there was very little staged stuff going on. Like, they just went to this haunted house and were like, hey, can we record here? And they were like, yeah, sure. Signed a form, and then the people just like walked through with their cameras like we would do with cell phones. And in a way that took the cinematic element away from it, and it made it harder for me to suspend my disbelief just because it felt so amateurish. But at the same time, that's kind of the illusion that they were trying to create. So in a way, kudos. A lot of the early scenes were staged to where the scares in the haunted house were supposed to scare you as a viewer, but you expect it. And as I mentioned, if you've been to a haunted house before, you're so familiar with this stuff. But also that serves as like a false sense of security, because eventually the lines kind of blurred. Is like, is this just for the attraction scares, or are these people truly in jeopardy and in danger? And in that way, the movie's kind of interesting as it kind of creeps into the third act. At this point, you don't know what's an attraction and what is a part of this blue skeleton and what is this crazy costumed murderers coming after these people. So it was an interesting watch. It succeeds in the fact that it kind of explores this culture and a phenomenon that not a lot of people have insight into. For that, I commend the filmmakers. As far as the found footage angle, it really did feel like watching a documentary. So they accomplished that as well. But it just didn't have a real lasting impression as far as from the visceral thrills and from the scares of the movie. So while it did have some creepy set pieces, it's got some great homages to Halloween. It just all in all wasn't that strong of a movie, and it's hard to compare it to other movies because it's so unconventional. But alas, on a scale of 1 to 5, I'm giving The Houses That October Built a 2 out of 5. If you're a die-hard Halloween fan, I highly recommend checking this out just because you'll get caught in the nostalgia, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it, guys. Thank you for coming by. Again, leave me some suggestions of some movies that I should be checking out this month. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, slash that little like button, slash because it's Halloween. And if you want to stay up to date with all of these movie reviews, all you gotta do is click subscribe to stay alive. I'm Jeremy. Be terrible.